Snail's log. I'm stationed at the Arquebus Forward Staging Outpost on this ashen ball of dirt, Rubicon 3. My call sign is V2 Snail. I've been surgically altered to be 27 years old. I believe in taking care of myself, with regular cybernetic tunings and a rigorous exercise routine. In the morning, if my face is a little puffy, I'll put on an ice pack while I fight that overrated baboon Freud in the arena. I can beat 1,000 bots based on his combat data now. In the decontamination chamber, I use nanomachine body gel, then a honey almond scrub, and on my neural implants, an exfoliating cranial lathe. I then apply an herb mint facial rejuvenation cream while I prepare the rest of my routine. I always use an aftershave lotion made with children's stem cells because adult stem cells dry out your face and make you look older. There is an idea of V2 Snail, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me. Only Arquebus, something greater. And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand, and maybe even feel my lobotomy probe poking your frontal lobe, and sense that our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there. My morning began, frustratingly enough, with a call from some local dog fondler who was trying to weasel his paraplegic gimp onto my highly trained team of elite pilots. Under the circumstances, I believe I was as polite as could be expected of me.
You must be the handler, I presume, for the independent mercenary Raven.
Honored to make your acquaintance, V2 Snail.
I understand you want to join Operation Wall Climber. You do realize that smashing up some old Institute relics hardly qualifies you. Know your place, you meager dog-sitter. The answer is no.
Today was another day at the office in the campaign to eradicate the dirty protesters so that Arquebus could get to work making some real money. As our enemies were some of the most ferocious homeless people and drug addicts that the promise of a hit of coral dust could buy, Arquebus had clearly spared no expense in putting together my crack team. The two most notable of this bunch of re-education fodder were my technical commanding officer V1 Freud and some hippie diversity hire foisted on us from Schneider, V4 Spot, Fido, Lassie. I'm sure it'll come back to me. Either way, these two were going to be my spearhead against the big wall of garbage the natives had erected in their defense. Of course, I had absolute faith in everyone. It's why my AC is called Open Faith, because I'm just so open in my faith in my lackeys. Anyway, Pater and his mentor Hawkins were probably in a supply closet blowing each other, and O'Keefe was out on some other mission, and Maeterlinck was, as usual, screaming about reinforcements. I made a few buzzing noises and told her I was losing reception, and in my desperation I answered another nagging call from that amputee salesman.
I hear you're deploying V1 again. Must be rough only having one good pilot to rely on.
Oh, are you suggesting your dog can take Freud's place?
We've been through worse than this.
Very well, then. We are also deploying V4, who's been equally brazen of late. Let's see how they both perform.
The shameless hawker did have a point, after all. While watching V1 and V4 flying into artillery fire like a couple of birds into an airplane turbine would be very entertaining, I decided instead to feed this moron's pet headfirst into the meat grinder. That'll teach him to leave me 47 voice messages. It seems I actually did learn something from that 3-hour seminar that dolts in human resources forced me to do after all. Snail out. Snail's log. I did eventually give in and answer Maeterlinck, who was close to feral about her latest hangnail. Nonetheless, it seems that my plan backfired into another victory for me. Rubiconian dirt farmers can now officially add brain-dead coma patients to the list of things that they can't defeat. That said, I don't know how much more I could expect from people whose idea of building a tank is simply to strap armor onto a combine harvester. I don't know what's worse, that or the performance of our so-called rivals at Balaam. I neglected to mention them up to this point because I only really heard of them this morning, and already half of them are dead. Good heavens, the locals need to start putting up more effort before conquering this place stops looking impressive on a resume. I assigned Pater to go square things with the mutt's owner. Pater, despite being the lowest-ranked Vesper, actually does almost the exact same thing I do, but I have a slightly better paint job. I feel like a very progressive leader having that walking embarrassment on my team just to talk to the rabble on their level. Management is all about talking to people, I always say. The job isn't done, however. The RLF utilized their famous strategy of running like frightened gerbils into their hovels, no doubt to find new ways to inconvenience us in the future. Those morons from Balaam, if any are still alive, are going to want revenge on us for being better pilots, better educated, having cooler ACs, and overall just being much more attractive than they are. When we finally get our hands on that coral, my superiors will have no choice but to recognize me for the genius that I am. My previous strategy of leaving them voicemails proclaiming, "I am Arquebus," in the wee hours of the morning doesn't seem to be working. It won't matter now that I'm no longer legally permitted to be within one star system of the CEO, or that I collected a bit of his hair that one time. This time, everything is going to be coming up Snail. Snail out. By the way, did you notice my emblem? It's my face, but with another of my face in it. Like a cool dual face. Dual face. That's a good name. I wonder if anyone's thought of that yet. Anyway, I thought that it would be like me, but like multiplied by 2. You get it, I don't need to explain it. Snail out, for real.